Hi all, welcome to QA Masters Test Automation Framework. Today we are going to discuss how to develop an automation framework using a standard approach. Test automation framework development should be independent of tools, technologies, and application domains. Sometimes framework should be able to work with multiple tools, multiple technologies, multiple applications, whether it has UI or interfaces or databases or web services. To automate end-to-end scenarios, framework should be independent to all these. Many automation developers and many companies says that they are using automation framework to develop the test cases, and many of them says that they are developing automation frameworks, but I'm sure many of them doesn't follow SDLC. As a result, they are not able to get the maximum benefits from automation framework. In practice, framework gives lot of benefits in terms of quality and in terms of efforts in test automation. Today we are going to discuss what are the framework objectives, who are the users and their requirements, what are the framework requirements and what should be a framework design, framework development, how to validate a framework whether it is meeting the requirements or not, how to deploy a framework, how maintenance should be, and how frequently there should be reviews, assessments, and common pitfalls in automation. Here are some of the objectives, and many of these are common to any framework. Time to develop an automation test case should be minimal, meaning automation framework development, rework, and maintenance effort should be minimal. Easy to use, framework should be easy to understand, easy to develop the test cases, easy to maintain. Framework should be scalable and complete documentation should be available. But in my observation, many automation framework developers doesn't care about non-functional requirements. But it should be one of the objective non-functional requirements saying performance and security of the framework. Let's see some definitions. I just captured it from different places, so I'm not getting into it. Let's see who are the actors and what and all are the user requirements. If we understand best about the stakeholders of a framework, and if we understand their requirements, we'll be able to develop a better automation framework. Let's see who are they. Senior management or customers in case of some services companies who are funding for this activity. They look at what are the benefits of a framework, quantitative, qualitative benefits, how much is the investment, what softwares to be used, how many people required, what types of testing does this framework support, smoke testing, regression testing, multi-browser testing, multi-operating system testing, functional testing for agile projects, unit testing, performance testing, web services testing, end-to-end services, end-to-end scenarios testing, etc. And how many projects does this framework can serve? What are the functionalities can be automated using this framework? All these are the requirements for the senior management. An automation architect is required to design the screens, folders, databases, components, technologies, control flow mechanism, exception handling mechanism, etc. Automation framework developers are required to develop the framework, its component, and the maintenance. Script developers or automation test case developers are required to develop and maintain the automated test cases or scripts. We should understand all these people's requirements, then only we can build the better framework. Manual test engineers will be there and they look at how easy to use this framework to execute those scripts. And test engineers, leads or managers look at how easy to understand the log, how to export this, and how to optimize the tool features without any in-depth knowledge on the tool. There should be an admin to create the users for a secured framework to secure the scripts, data, and other files. And in my observation, many of the companies doesn't take care the security aspects and non-functional aspects like performance aspects of a framework. And according to your company requirements, according to your project requirements, you can add any other users and any other requirements. Like some company requires some quality processes to be adapted as part of automation. Especially some pharma companies, they have a lot of quality requirements. In that case, you can include their requirements as well. All these different actors and different requirements are required for a large portfolio or multiple projects or when creating organization level framework. But for an organization with minimal number of people or with minimum automation functionalities doesn't require all these people. So at that time, multiple roles can be played by a single user, and sometimes all the roles can be played by a single user except for funding. Once we identify the actors and their requirements, we should derive the requirements for the test automation framework. It also requires the requirements to be captured from the tool and application perspective. Due to time limitations, I am not going into all those details, but thanks for giving the opportunity. And if you want to have a full PowerPoint or if you need any suggestions on building any automation framework, let's look at our website www.qa-masters.com or contact us at training@qa-masters.com, where we'll explain all the detailed requirements of a framework and how to identify different components of a framework, how to design a framework and architecture, how to test this framework, and what and all are the reusable scripts or components to be developed, what is the testing process, how to validate this framework, and how to review the framework quality, and how to deploy it, and common pitfalls of the framework. Thanks once again for giving the opportunity.